Hello everybody and welcome to the Manchester Evening News Pride of Manchester Awards in partnership with TSB. Now, I don't need to tell you that things are a little bit different this year, which is why I'm here talking to you rather than getting in a posh frock ready for the red carpet at our usual glitzy event. But if our winners can't come to the awards, then we're just going to have to take the awards to our winners at a proper social distance, of course. So join me and a few very famous special guests as we hit the road to meet our winners in the heart of their communities across Manchester, hearing their incredible stories and presenting them with their trophies. And watch out for a few amazing surprises along the way. Well, I absolutely love getting out and about to meet all of our winners, and today I'm in Worsley to tell a remarkable young lady, Katie Holmes, that she has won a Pride of Manchester award. She has absolutely no idea that she is a winner, but that is not the only surprise we have in store. We have brought along one of her favourite stars to present her with a trophy. It's Karim Zerouel from CBBC and Strictly.
Oh, hey Kim,
Hello.
Thanks for having me. Oh, I can't tell you, I'm so excited to meet Katie and to give her this incredible award that she truly does deserve. So, enough talking, I better go get ready to surprise her, right?
Okay.
Right, off
Off you go.
See you in a bit.
But while Karim makes himself scarce, let's see just why Katie is the Pride of Manchester.
When Katie Holmes was born prematurely at 28 weeks, she was rushed to intensive care and doctors warned her parents she may not survive the night.
They said that she might not make it. She weighed £1.5 and at 28 weeks, when I first saw her, she just didn't even really look like a baby because you could only see maybe like a small percentage of her because everything was covered up by tubes and masks and all sorts. And I just felt, and then obviously I had to go back to the maternity ward where everyone has their babies, and I just remember feeling like I had lost something.
Very
you
different.
sort of like grieve a little bit, but then you don't have time to grieve because then you have to look after your baby who's down in another ward. So yeah, that was really, really difficult.
Katie defied the odds and battled to survive and then thrive. She was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and has needed a series of major operations throughout her childhood.
I think because she's got over so many surgeries, and in every single surgery she's had, she's always had to learn how to walk again, and because she just gets over it like that, she just gets over anything.
I'm Katie Holmes and I'm trying to be the best version of me that I can be. Even though it might take a bit longer to get to the finish line, I know that I can do it.
Teenager Katie is now inspiring people all over the world with her social media posts and blogs about positive thinking.
Well, she started her own Instagram account because she wanted to like raise awareness because she's been bullied in school before, so she wanted to sort of reach out to other people with the same disability, well, either different disabilities.
But I love doing my blogs. I want to show people that just because you have a disability, it doesn't mean like you're different from everybody else, because you are like your own person. You're like a powerful human being, like you're you.
Katie has also taken on fundraising challenges, including the Great Manchester Run.
Yeah, the Manchester Run. And I ran 2.5k for that. That was like really hard because it was like such a long way, and at the end of it I was so tired. It was like crazy, but at the end of the day I'm so glad I did it. I'm so proud of myself that I was able to do it.
Katie, she's such a ray of sunshine in school. She's brilliant, she loves school, she's got so many friends, she's full of energy, she's so positive. She
never complains, does she?
No.
She's always smiling.
Despite her own challenges, Katie always looks out for other people.
We met in Year 7 in Breakfast Club, and I was really shy, but she just made me more comfortable. Like when she told me her story, which pretty much inspired me to just not be shy, which is how I got more confident. She just beats herself, like, which is what I love about her.
She makes me proud because of the way that she sees life And like, if you compare her to some children, they're
definitely
proper naughty and they don't have a clue about anything. Yeah, I think just a strength, that's what makes us proud.
Yeah,
definitely.
If someone told me that I couldn't do something or it would be too hard for me, I would probably just say, just watch me do it, I can easily do it.
Katie! Hi, hello, how are you? I've got some very exciting news to tell you. So I host the Pride of Manchester Awards, and you have won our Teenager of Courage Award.
Oh wow!
How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's so good.
Look, we absolutely think you're wonderful. You know, that you don't let anything stop you. You're so inspirational. Your lovely smile has just inspired so many people across the world. And we aren't the only ones that think that. And we've got some messages from people who want to congratulate you.
Oh, wow.
So should we have a little look at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Katie, it's Little Mix here. We are so inspired by your story and all the amazing things you do.
You are so strong and a wonderful example to young teenagers and women everywhere.
The way you think of other people when you have challenges of your own is absolutely inspirational.
Well done on winning a Pride of Manchester award. It really is truly deserved.
Congratulations, Katie, we love you.
Hey, Katie! I'm Karim! Hey, lovely, how are you?
Thank you.
I would love to give you a hug, but I can't. Give you this trophy. Honestly, you are such an incredible, young, talented lady. And honestly, if everyone in this world had your determination, your spirit, the world would be a much better place. So it is my honour to be meeting you. So congratulations on your Pride of Manchester award. You really deserve it.
From homeschooling to dodgy exam results and weeks without seeing their friends, there's no denying that lockdown has been hard on our kids. And staying home from school had even more of an impact if you rely on free school meals. So when the government took that lifeline away from families, an unexpected hero stepped up. It was, of course, Marcus Rashford. And here is why he is the pride of Manchester.
The England and Manchester United footballer Marcus Rashford has been speaking about his own experiences of poverty and being short of food as a child as part of his campaign for the government to provide free school meal vouchers for vulnerable children throughout the school holidays. He's written to every MP for support after helping to raise £20 million for food for low-income families during the lockdown.
This is all going on at a time where kids should be concentrating on schoolwork, and it's just crazy to think that this is still going on at this. You know, we're in 2020 now, and it's just something that I don't believe should be happening.
Talked to Marcus Rashford today and congratulated him on his campaign, in which, to be honest, I only became aware of very, very recently today, and I thank him for what he's done.
This was a win as sweet as any on the pitch. In barely 48 hours, Marcus Rashford forced the government to extend free school meals for English children through the summer holidays.
When you look at it though, he's a 22-year-old young footballer. He shouldn't really be the one having to do this, but the fact that he is important. It's impressive. He's a very fine young man, and he's a credit to his sport and his family.
The food situation that I was thinking about when I was raising that awareness, it's other stuff, you know, mental health and just the well-being of people and families, and that's just one less thing that they have to think about. So, you know, they probably are in more difficult situations than worrying about only food. You know, people are worrying about their jobs and what they're going to do for income and stuff like that. So
Marcus Rashford embraced this campaign because he says he remembers how his own mother sometimes struggled to feed him. But the 22-year-old wants to go further in fighting child poverty, and after this demonstration of political clout, he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
And who better to present the award than Manchester United manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Over to you, Ollie.
Marcus, you know that the whole Man United football club loves you, not just as a great footballer, but also as a great young man you've become and what you've achieved off the pitch. It gives me great pleasure to be able to give you this award, which is a special recognition award, Pride of Manchester Award 2020. So keep just being yourself. and help people's life, and we'll support you all along the way.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All the best.
Thank you.
Well done.
Nice, yes. Obviously, I'd just like to say thank you to all the people that got involved and helped, because at the beginning it was just something that me and my family was speaking about, and we wanted to make a difference, but we didn't quite know how. I can't credit them enough, and moments like this really do show how much they mean to myself and my family, so thank you very much.
You are about to meet quite a character. Jim Nicholas is our fundraiser of the year, and he has absolutely no idea yet. So before I go and surprise him with the good news, let's take a look at why he deserves this award.
Singer and DJ Jim Nicholas has been delighting fans and partygoers for more than half a century.
I do the Elvis. I have appeared as Tina Turner. I have. I've got the high heel shoes and the dress and the wig and everything. And really, if I think about it, all over the years, the things I've done, kind of what you say, Jimmy Osmond over the years, and Lena Zabbaroni were dressed up as.
And he's just so joyful and stands out, and once you've met him, you'll never forget him. So he brings a lot.
But Jim has a higher purpose than simply making people smile. His shows raise vital funds for Francis House Children's Hospice.
He first got involved with Francis House when he was working as the gardener there temporarily. He used to come in for lunchtime and talk to the families, and that really, I think it grabbed his heartstrings.
When you see families like this in Francis House, the amazing staff they've got at Francis House and the volunteers, and how they all gather around together and look after these families is amazing, absolutely amazing. So it's just my little bit.
The families that we look after rely on Francis House, the support that we're able to give them. These are families with children with life-limiting conditions, and we're able to give them support that they don't get from other places. And the fundraising is a really important aspect of that to keep us going. We wouldn't be able to do it without it.
Over the past 20 years, Jim has raised more than £200,000 for Francis House.
We actually gave him a golden collecting box on his £200,000 mark, because of all the fundraisers we've got, Jim has been the most dedicated, the most committed, the most passionate person, and just keeps on and on and on, and we can't thank him enough for what he does for our families.
Without the work of fundraisers, we wouldn't be able to run and function as a hospice, and most of our funding comes from people like Jim. But he's fantastic, and he has such a wonderful personality that he brings so much joy to people who are watching him, and he's able to bring us a lot of funds. He's brought us a lot of funds over the last 25 years. He's been amazing.
He's just a really, really decent guy. He'll help anybody. He's such a generous person, and we're lucky that Jim has decided that Francis House is his target.
How I look upon it is, if I can help somebody along the way and make people happy, it makes me happy. And that's it really, Again, tell me dear, are you lonesome tonight? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jim.
Hello, how are you, honey?
Hello, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now listen, I'm afraid to tell you that your lovely wife has got you here under very false pretenses.
Oh,
We have a bit of a surprise for you, Jim.
We have.
We have.
Oh.
Because I am here from the Pride of Manchester Awards. And I'm delighted to tell you that you have won this award as our fundraiser of the year.
Well,
I know that you've raised so much money, and now I've seen you in action, I can see why.
Really, I mean, it's been a pleasure to do it for Francis House. I mean, it's daft what I do, but people have supported me.
There would be, the world would be definitely a better place if there are a few more gyms in it.
You can only try. Thank you very, very much. Lovely.
We have always been proud of our NHS, but especially here in Manchester, where it was founded in Trafford Park Hospital in 1948. Well, the men and women of the NHS have been there for us ever since, but this year we have needed them more than ever. Let's take a look at our special Pride of Manchester salute to the NHS.
The National Health Service was born in Manchester, treating its first patients at Trafford Park Hospital more than 70 years ago. The NHS has looked after us ever since. It's there for us at the start of our lives and at the end, and the most life-affirming moments in between. This year we asked more of the NHS than we have ever before. And the men and women that make up its lifeblood stood strong. Hospitals all over Manchester were the front line in the battle against a terrifying new enemy. The soldiers in that battle were doctors, nurses, porters, orderlies, carers and cleaners. Every member of NHS staff who stood firm and did their bit under the almost intolerable pressure to keep us all safe. They knew they were risking their lives to protect ours, and tragically, some paid the ultimate price. Without their courage, their selflessness and sacrifice, COVID's toll on Manchester would be much, much worse. So to all NHS frontline heroes, thank you, and we salute you. You are all the pride of Manchester.
You are essential. You are the very fabric of British life. We cannot do this without you, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You put your life on the line to save ours, so thank you very much. I salute every one of you.
You've done such an incredible job of taking care of us all over the last few months, and we appreciate it so, so much. We love you, NHS.
And you really are the nation's heroes.
NHS, we love you.
We love you.
Now, if there's one thing I know about Manchester, it's that this city breeds strong women. And I don't think you'll ever meet anyone stronger than this lady. Maggie Oliver was a police officer who saw the most monstrous injustice and was determined to put that right, even if it meant losing everything.
I've always been a little bit different, I think. Joined the police at 41, very much a square peg in a round hole, but I absolutely loved what I did. But I really felt I was making a difference and I was doing, you know, the right thing. I promised when I joined the police that I would uphold the law, that I would protect the vulnerable, that I would uphold fundamental human rights, and that's what I truly believed I was doing. First introduction to what is now known as grooming was when I was asked to go on a job called Operation Augusta in 2004, and that opened my eyes to the life-destroying crime which is grooming and child sexual abuse. He had identified over 100 paedophiles who were grooming and sexually abusing dozens of children in and around Manchester.
In 2005, Maggie took compassionate leave to care for her terminally ill husband. While she was away, the investigation was dropped due to concerns from senior officers over costs.
I came back to work after Norman died 3 months later to find that the job had just died a death. It had gone, so it had never existed, and it never made any sense to me. But I knew that those men were still abusing kids, and I knew that the kids that I knew were being abused had been failed, so it never really left me.
In 2012, Maggie left the police so she could speak freely in protest at the handling of the Rochdale grooming trial. She saw earlier failures to protect vulnerable children being repeated and was horrified at the betrayal of trust of key witnesses.
Despite promises and commitments that there would not be a repeat of what happened on Operation Augusta, I saw the same thing happening, and I walked off the job, and probably the worst 18 months of my life began.
Earlier this year, Maggie was vindicated when an independent review found that vulnerable children had been failed by police and the authorities who should have been looking after them. The story had been told in the award-winning drama 3 Girls.
Nobody wanted to listen to me, but at the end of the day, I knew what was going on and I knew it was wrong. So ultimately I had a choice. I either kept silent, carried on with my job, and allowed this to be hidden again, or I gave my job up to speak out publicly. But at the end of the day, I have to look at myself in the mirror
and know that my conscience is clear and I have done my best. So that's what I chose to do.
She stood up for her principles. She fought for these young women, and she continues to fight for justice, not just for those young women, but also for all young women who have been let down by the state and who are victims of sexual exploitation and child sexual abuse.
The most important thing that Maggie did for me was save me from being made out to be something that I wasn't. I will never forget the first time I met her. It was in the Asda cafe and I was scared and felt lost. She has helped me through the hardest times of my life. She has been my rock. She saved me from hitting rock bottom, and still to this day, she is always on the other end of the phone. If I didn't meet Maggie, I don't know where I would be today. She helped me when the systems failed me and when nobody else was there. Thank you for everything you have done for me and all the other girls. I'll never forget how you stood by me.
Hello, I'm Denise Welsh, and you have just watched Maggie Oliver's story, so you will know exactly why I'm here and why she deserves this award so much. Let's go and find her. Come on. Maggie Oliver. I am so thrilled, honestly, to see you. You are a heroine of mine, as you know, and I am so thrilled to be presenting you with this wonderful Pride of Manchester award. Now, Maggie, when the truth came out and people realised that these girls had been massively let down by a system that should have protected them, you never, ever, ever stopped fighting for these girls, did you?
No, I still am fighting for them because it hasn't gone away. You know, I want every child who has been abused to be heard, to have a voice, and I want the country and the system to protect them. So this means the world to me.
Well, and it means the world to me to give it to you. But before I actually hand it over, there are a few people who want to say a few words to you. Have a look.
You were there for them, you heard them, and your faith and trust in them made you the strongest ally they could ever have. And sometimes it must have felt very lonely, and you might have felt like giving up, but you didn't, because you're a lion and you're a fighter. And Maggie, I think you are, I've got to say it, absolutely fabulous. I love you, sweet one. Lots of love and many congratulations.
You are a remarkable lady. What you've done just shouts courage and compassion. Those two things, they are the hallmarks of all you've stood up for to protect those girls. True courage, true compassion.
Can't wait to give you a big cuddle and congratulations again. You're a winner, babe!
I honestly think that if more people had your insight and your dedication, the world would certainly be a better place.
And let me tell you, you are the definition of heroism in my book.
And you are an incredibly brave person, Maggie, and I can't think of anyone that deserves to be awarded this Pride of Manchester award more than you.
The TSB Community Spirit Award celebrates extraordinary people who have a positive impact on the lives of others. The winner is an incredibly selfless person who has helped thousands of people in Manchester, across the North West and the rest of the country too. He's a big music fan, so we sent along Happy Monday's legend Bez to tell him he'd won. But before we see what happened, here is his story.
Hi, right, I'm here in Hyde to tell Paul Redfern that he has won the TSB Community Spirit Award. Now, he's going to be turning up here and he thinks he's filming a news report for one of the local channels, but he's not, because we've got a double surprise for him. Not only am I going to give him the good news, but we've also got a very special courier to deliver his award. While we wait for Bez to get here, let's find out why Paul is winning this award.
I've always been into motorcycles, and sadly that's how I lost my leg back in 1988. And many years after, I decided to set up a motorcycle club. So friends within the club, we sort of sat down and we decided that we wanted to put the passion of motorcycles into doing something good.
And somebody just said, oh, what's all this about blood bikes? And
Nobody had any clue what it was about, so they just chatted away and he said, yeah, let's have a go.
We got in touch with the Nationwide Association of Blood Banks, who were an umbrella organisation that helped groups set up. And before we knew it, within a month, we was a registered charity.
I mean, we deliver blood to the whole of Greater Manchester, bloods, plasma, platelets, meds, to personal addresses, to hospices, care homes, everywhere really.
You know, not just local, but the Greater Manchester. It's helped thousands out.
Like how we started off, and it was like 8 years ago, and it was just one hospital and just him and a group of friends, and now we've got dozens of volunteers and that play so many different roles. Like I said, we deliver to virtually all the hospitals in Manchester, air ambulance.
2020, it has been a weird one. Normally we operate out of hours, but obviously because of when the COVID pandemic started, we started operating 24 hours a day.
He's very proud of what he's doing for the charity, because it's what we do. That's our motto, it's what we do.
I've always been one that I wanted to help people, and you know, times are really tough at the moment. There's a lot of strain on the NHS, on, you know, all the other key working services, and if we can just give something back, you know, that's completely free of charge to them, then we've done our job.
Paul, sorry to interrupt, mate. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
All right.
The bad news is, this isn't really for the telly, and you're not going to be on Granada Reports. The good news is, I've been sent here by the Pride of Manchester Awards to tell you that you're the recipient of the TSB Community Spirit Award.
No.
Now, you're probably wondering, I haven't actually got your award.
Right.
There's been a bit of a mix-up, and it's coming soon.
Right. Okay.
By motorbike courier, which is pretty apt.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
And, and he'll be here any minute now.
Right.
Just stay that.
Can't get it continued, so I recognise that voice anywhere.
I've got a special delivery here for you, for all the great work you've been doing for the people in Manchester. Yes indeed, check that out. People like you are keeping the NHS rolling, you know what I mean?
I mean, you know, it's not just me as well, we've got a massive team behind us. And also the public as well for supporting us.
Big cheer for Paul, everyone! Hibbett! Hey!
Now, I don't need to tell you how tough this year has been, and with local lockdowns, it's been even tougher here in Manchester than in other parts of the country. But we got through it with a smile on our faces and love in our hearts.
Thank you to all the volunteers who stepped up during lockdown, whether that was delivering food or checking in on neighbours. You prove once again you are the pride of Manchester.
So how would I sum up? Mancunians in a lockdown? You can't lock us down. We've got that spirit of togetherness.
So that's one of the things that's impressed me. I mean, these are very, very difficult times, and it's really important that we pull together. It really is.
The Manx are usually resilient, they're practical, they're funny, they're sarcastic. However horrendous this lockdown has been, I think the Manx probably just got on with it.
What was inspiring to me by the Mancunians during lockdown was the chain of rainbows in people's windows made by the kids, the future.
I'm here in Wilmslow to surprise one of our young winners. Joseph Hibbett has been raising thousands of pounds for charity since he was just 3. Before I go and meet him, let's find out more.
Kindness is really important, because if you give kindness to someone else, they're going to give kindness to other people. And if everyone's kind, the world will be a better place.
And I just think that he feels he should automatically help people. But he's always been like this from being tiny.
10-year-old Joseph Hibbert has been taking on fundraising challenges since he was just 3.
I've done 5k before I'm 5. I've climbed the 3 peaks, which are Ben Nevis, Snowdon and Scafell. Next year I'm planning on doing Kinder Scouts Yeah.
About Joseph, where to start? Okay. If you tell Joseph cannot do something, Joseph will prove you wrong every time. He loves to basically set himself challenges. He does not understand why some children get sick. And his goal is just to basically make sure that everyone is as kind as possible, and we have found that that's just contagious. So whatever Joseph does, more people want to get involved, more people want to help, more people want to donate, which has brought us to his fundraising and where it is now.
Over the last 7 years, Joseph's running and climbing challenges have raised more than £32,000 for charity.
So Joseph's been supporting Royal Manchester Children's Hospital charity since he was 3-year-old, which is just amazing. He started off doing the mini run as part of Great Manchester Run, and that's where I think he got bitten by the bug for fundraising.
But he's always just had this thing of wanting to help people, and obviously I get the job of organising it, but I'm told what I'm doing rather than asked, really. But yeah, he's always been like that.
He's such a determined young man. He's just such a kind, lovely boy, actually, with everybody.
Hi, I am Joseph, and I am on a mission to make the world a better place.
Right, so Joseph is currently in there. He thinks he's doing an interview for something else. Let's go and surprise him.
How are you? Now then, do you see this trophy here?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what this trophy is?
What?
This is the award, Pride of Manchester's Young Fundraiser. Do you know any young people that do a lot of fundraising?
No.
You do, just you. I'm just teasing you. Joseph, this is your award. You have won a Pride of Manchester Award for Young Fundraiser of the Year.
Thank you so much.
You seem pretty speechless right now. Well, listen, before I give you this, there's a special somebody who really wanted to be here in person who couldn't, but they wanted to send you a huge congratulations. So we're going to show you a little video.
Hey Joe, it's Dan TDM here. I just wanted to leave you a little message to say that I think you are absolutely awesome. You have raised so much money to help out other people, and that is just incredible, especially from someone who's as young as you. Keep doing what you do. You're making the world a better place, and I'm so proud of you. Well done, buddy.
These awards are all about courage, and you are about to meet an incredibly brave little girl. This is her story.
I'm Isabella and I'm 6, nearly 7.
She goes to drama school, she loves that. She attends rainbows, swimming, she's been to gymnastics, ballet, she'll have a go at anything. She never liked the ballet though, the one that I wanted her to do.
Isabella Hibbert lives in Oldham with her mum Chelsea. She was just 4 when she was plunged into a life or death situation as Chelsea collapsed on the kitchen floor.
That day was just like any other day, not been feeling particularly unwell or anything like that. I think we'd gone into the kitchen to get a drink to go up to bed, and I must have just collapsed. It was only afterwards that obviously Isabella had told me that I'd just fallen to the floor. And the first thing I remember after that is just waking up and seeing Isabella sat in the corner, and she just looked so little and innocent, and yeah, it just broke my heart.
When her mum collapsed, Isabella had managed to call 999.
Hello, it's the ambulance service.
It's Untitled Chapter.
What's the address that your mummy needs our help? Oh, are you okay? What's happening? Oh, it's okay, don't cry. I'm here to help you. We're going to help your mummy, okay?
When the paramedics came, obviously they told me that she'd rang and that she'd unlocked the door, but I didn't hear her on the phone or anything like that, so I only heard that when I got the call afterwards, when they sent it to me. And there's a part in the call that I just cannot listen to because she's crying, like really loud, saying mum. It just breaks my heart. And knowing that she was just 4 years old and she'd rang an ambulance, you know, all by herself, knowing what to do, and basically saved my life. Because if she wasn't here that night and I was on my own, then who knows what would have happened.
Isabella knew how to call 999 from watching medical dramas on TV with her mum.
So I knew how to call 999 because I always watch it on TV with my mum, because as soon as the TV comes on, before we put Hollyoaks on or something else like Netflix or something, it's always just comes up like people going in ambulances and people calling 999, and I just knew how to do it.
Hello?
Hi.
Is that Isabella?
Uh-huh.
Hello, are you okay? Well, I'm sorry I can't be there in person. I would like to be, because I hear you've been very, very brave when your mummy was poorly. And me and everybody else thought that you deserve an award for being so brave. So you have won a Pride of Manchester award. Whoa, wow. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Look, balloons. Look at that. And I think that there was someone else, wasn't there? I think there's someone else who wanted to say well done as well.
Isabella, it's Johnny Murs here. I'm so honoured to be doing this video message to you because I heard about what you did for your mum and how brave and clever you were to dial 999 to get help for her when she was poorly. I think that's amazing, and I think you are amazing. Lots of grown-ups, including me, wouldn't have known what to do, and you were only 4 at the time. But listen, congratulations. You are a very special little girl, and I'm thrilled you're getting this Pride of Manchester award. Well done. Lots of love.
Goodbye.
To tell us about our next winner, it's the Mayor of Manchester, Andy Burnham.
I'm here outside Urban Village Medical Centre in Ancoats, city centre Manchester. And I'm here because we're going to honour a truly remarkable man. The homelessness situation in our country is a national emergency. And of course, we're not immune in Manchester. We're working hard to give everyone somewhere to go, everyone a bed every night. But of course, we can't do all of that straight away, and there are people out there who are going to need our help. And there's one of those people on the front line, one of those heroes who's been doing this for years, helping people with nowhere to go in our city. And I'm going to go inside in a moment and present the award to Dr. Jerry O'Shea.
Hi, I'm Jerry O'Shea. I'm one of the GPs and part of the team here at Urban Village Medical Practice who deliver a homeless service to Manchester.
So Jerry is a very well-loved and well-respected doctor around the homeless community in Manchester. So when we're trying to encourage homeless people to access healthcare, to be able to say the name Dr. O'Shea, most people have heard that name, trust that name and trust our service. So it's a real passport to sort of building trust with people and encouraging them to come in and access the service.
Jerry took a decision to open up his surgery to people who are homeless here in the city of Manchester. He gives them help, vital healthcare, support to get off the street, but more than that, treats them with dignity and respect.
Well, I suppose I was born in the local area, and I've always had an interest in inclusion health, and that interest developed really over the years. Various opportunities came along, so some of it was chance as much as anything. In the late 90s we we provided medical services at the basement clinic, which was developed in the Big Issue in the north, and that really very much increased our homeless workload, and over time we developed a project that was associated with it. So some of it was planned, some of it just happened.
And I came here as a junior doctor essentially, and I'm still here 20 years later with an enthusiasm for working with homeless people. And I think what Jerry has done is instilled in me the passion and the desire to work with homeless people, and also enabled me to develop the skills to do that.
Every week, around 750 homeless people will come through this surgery, and every Wednesday there's a drop-in clinic.
And I think sometimes really quite simple, straightforward interventions can make that difference, really. So certainly there are people who come back from the brink, as it were. Certainly work that we do with people who are suffering from addictions, people who've very much managed to stabilise their lives and move forward.
Sometimes it's sad, we're working with people in very difficult circumstances and difficult times in their lives, but on the whole I would say it's a very positive and uplifting experience. People are very appreciative of the healthcare that they receive, and I've got really wonderful words to say about Dr. O'Shea and about the practice here, so it's something that feels incredibly fulfilling and rewarding.
I feel that we do a good job. I think it's well received. It hopefully makes a difference, and that's the important thing at the end of the day.
Slowly, I don't know if he knows the voice yet, but Jerry, you don't have to get up, but I'm here to present you with a Pride of Manchester Award 2020. He deserves it, doesn't he, everybody? Genuinely, your commitment to tackling homelessness in the city, the support you've given to people, your team from this practice is just phenomenal. I just went round the city centre on the first morning in my job. I lost count of the number of people who said, I don't know where I'd be were it not for the team at Urban Village. I heard it time and time and time again. And we're all so grateful to you. We're all so proud of you. Thank you very much.
The winner of our Lifetime Achievement Award is one of the most remarkable women you could ever meet. Her story reads like a Hollywood script, and she faced adversity from the moment she was born. But throughout everything, no matter what she's had to deal with, she has always been determined to help others fight for equality and stand up for those less fortunate in life. Here is the story of Lucia Fitzgerald.
Well, my journey started off in a Magdalene home in Cork in the Southern Ireland, and I spent my first 4 years there.
After being born to an unmarried mother in Ireland, Lucia Fitzgerald's early life was spent in a now notorious home for unmarried mothers run by nuns. When she was 4, she was rescued by her grandparents, but there was no happy ending after her grandmother discovered Lucia was gay.
So my grandmother kept saying to me that if I didn't book my ways up, that I'd have to go back into a home, or she'd send me to a lunatic asylum and all this type of a thing. So I got quite afraid, and I decided to just run out the door and never look back, and that's what I did. And I ended up in the streets of Manchester.
Homeless in Manchester, teenage Lucia found shelter and companionship in a gay pub at a time when homosexual acts were illegal.
So I gravitated towards the local, what they call gay village today, and they showed me what to do, where to go, and looked after me. And so that's where the journey started for me.
While Lucia was struggling to survive on the streets, she became aware of the discrimination and unfairness that other people in her community faced.
I started to realise then that there was a terrible hatred brought towards the people in the pub, and the police came in on a regular basis and was picking people up and bringing people outside. The lads was getting a terrible time because it was illegal for them at the time, so they would get arrested. I thought, this is just absolutely dreadful, and it wasn't going away. It was getting worse and worse and worse.
Lucia hit a low point and was contemplating suicide when a chance encounter in the pub changed her life.
I met Lucia a long time ago. We're talking about nearly 50 years ago. We sort of bumped into each other in a gay club in Manchester, joined forces and formed the first Gay Liberation Front group in Manchester.
Lucia and Angela campaigned for gay rights in Manchester, but there was plenty of fun alongside the serious work.
So we decided to go out and paint the whole town yellow. And over the bridges all around Manchester, as you come in, all had bridges, and we put on the bridges in big yellow writing, lesbians are everywhere. Lesbians are everywhere, get over it, and stuff like that.
I think we'd been out clubbing till about 2 o'clock in the morning, because that's what we did back in the day. People might look and think, oh, it's all serious activism and all that. We were just enjoying ourselves, and we felt a freedom, and a sort of release to be who we were, to be gay, which was that new word for it.
Lucia's activism soon grew to encompass women's rights, and with Angela, she set up the first women's refuge outside London.
So what we did was we went up to a place, I can't tell you where it is, and we booted the door in. And we got all the women from the women's centre, and we took them all in there. and we put out the word, and people came with blankets, shopping, you name it. And we created the second women's aid here in the country.
Lucia never shied away from the battle for people's rights. In the 1980s, she helped organise protests against Clause 28 when 20,000 people marched through Manchester.
Margaret Thatcher started announcing about the homosexuality thing in the 80s and wanted us all to go underground again, that we'd no business walking the earth. So we all got together here in Manchester and started that big march with Ian McKellen and that against Clause 28, and we all got stuck into that.
Lucia's still campaigning today on housing for LGBT people facing isolation as they get older.
And to tell you the truth, I've never stopped since, because there's always somebody that's been pushed back and put down somewhere. And we need people to be held up, because when we rise, everyone rise.
She is just incredible in every sense. Here's what happened when actress and Pride of Manchester judge Sue Johnston went along to present her award in person.
Hi, I'm Sue Johnston, and I'm very pleased to say that I'm here today to present an award to the amazing Lucia Fitzgerald. So, shall we go and find her? Hi, Lucia.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
You frightened the life out of me.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay, that's
All
okay.
right.
Don't let that put you off.
Oh, there we go. I'm going to put that there.
Okay, love, thank you.
And sit. One of the many things that make Manchester great, Lucia, is its diversity and its tolerance. I mean, it embraces you, whoever you are, wherever you're from, even me. It gives me great pleasure to give you this award, Lifetime Achievement Award. But before I do, there's one person who also wants to add their congratulations. Sir Ian McKellen.
Adding my own congratulations to everybody else's on this hugely well-deserved recognition of the work you've done ever since you arrived in Manchester. Our paths must have crossed at the march that you helped to organise. One of the most important days of my life, really, when I felt able to speak openly about being gay in public, and to be a little part of the radical spirit that's always been there in Manchester, and to which you've contributed so much. So thank you. I have a wonderful day, and please carry on your energy and foresight.
I'd just like to say thank you so much to the people in Manchester that nominated me, whoever they are, and the people that actually picked me for this award. I feel really honoured and humbled to win such an award from a town that I really love. And this town took me in and gave me a home and helped me be the person I am today.
What a brilliant show. I've really enjoyed meeting all our incredible winners and their families and reliving their amazing achievements with them. I've had a wonderful time. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I did. And this may not be the last you see of the Pride of Manchester class of 2020, because they all go forward to the Pride of Britain shortlist. So you could be watching them on ITV later in the year. Until then, stay safe and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.